was beat after a long day at work. When I reached my apartment block and tried to get in the elevator, there was already a man inside it. He stood there with the cap drawn deeply over his forehead, as if he was trying to hide his face. What a creepy guy, I thought. But I could do nothing but give him a brief greeting and get in with him. He didn't even respond to my greeting, but just stood there, keeping his head bowed. The man got off the elevator before me, but just as he was getting out, his shoulder bumped into me. I apologized. "Oh, sorry," just to be polite. But he ignored me and walked away, still keeping his head bowed. When I returned to my room, I looked at the part of my body where he had bumped into and found some blood on my clothes. What the hell? Disgusting, I thought, but didn't think anything more of it. A few days later, when my room's doorbell rang, I looked through the peephole and saw a police officer standing outside. "Excuse me, madam, but a few days ago we had a murder case in this building. Have you seen any suspicious looking persons around here?" asked the police officer. The question brought to mind the creepy guy in the elevator, but I was watching an interesting TV drama at the time, and if I told the police officer I saw someone, I would probably have to spend a long time being questioned by him, and I was just too lazy for that. So I answered, "I haven't seen anyone." The police officer went away without further ado. The next day, while I was watching TV, news coverage of a murder case appeared on it. It said that the murder took place in this apartment block, and it happened on the very day I saw the guy in the elevator. So it did really happen on that day. The murderer had already been caught. The news proceeded to show a picture of the murderer. It was the face of the police officer who visited my room. Now, this is one of those stories that I gotta say is fairly realistic. I sympathize completely with the protagonist in this story. I know that a lot of people would probably say, hey, if you meet a stranger in the elevator and they bump you, and later when you check that spot and there's blood, you'd lose your mind, you'd be afraid, especially hearing that there was a murder case in that apartment block. However, putting myself in the protagonist's shoes, I have to also admit that I would behave similarly. I wouldn't even think it was blood. I'd think it'd be like, I don't know, oh man, this guy just got tomato sauce all over me, or like some salsa or something from lunch. Blood is usually not the first thing that I go to, so totally understandable. The scariest part about this story is that fake police officer who was actually the murderer. I have to say that was a twist I didn't really see coming because of the creepy guy in the elevator. So this was a really well done urban legend. Someone in the comments section of the thread also said, "Wow, that is creepy. I guess being selfish is sometimes good." To which Saya said, "It's certainly good to be selfish occasionally. My life has become so much better since I learned to be more selfish," and I have to 100% agree. Being selfish sometimes is very good for you. And in this case, it saved the protagonist's life. She would have preferred watching TV before answering the police, and if she said yes, who knows what would have happened. It's definitely really scary to think about a murderer dressed up as a police officer just to double check if you saw anything. Something to think about. Anyways, that was a really good story. I'd probably give this a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's short and sweet, gets straight to the point, and got a twist that I didn't see coming. Very nice. Thank you, Saya in Underworld. And if you like these stories, make sure you go over to Saya in Underworld's blogspot site. They have a collection of urban legends and creepypastas, all Japanese based and translated by Saya themselves. Very, very good repository of stories. I love reading through this stuff. It's fantastic. So thank you, Saya. And please check out Saya's site. Take care now. If you like this content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.